After more than 20 years from its inception, construction grammar needs an overhaul. Although the field seems to flourish in congresses and publications, in many respects it seems that the idea that language is made up of form-function pairings has become more a mantra than a useful conceptual tool to explain how language and thought actually interact. With this in mind, and after reading all there is about construction grammar, I realized that the missing piece of the puzzle was, ironically, the human component of language. Therefore, in order to advance the field, I created a separate branch of construction grammar that focuses on its speaking meaning, parole, not on the linguistic system, langue. Unlike cognitive linguistics and construction grammar, agentive cognitive construction grammar seeks to position itself as a usage-based theory of language and not simply as an alternative to mainstream generative linguistics. In this paper, I explain for the first time what this theory should look like. The tenets of agentive cognitive construction grammar are basically 6. Number 1. An expanded definition of constructions, triads of form, function, and agency, whereby the continuity of environment, body, mind, and language is preserved. This sets apart agentive cognitive construction grammar from brain-centered approaches such as Goldberg's cognitive construction grammar, essentially focused on statistical phenomena related with both language learning and processing. Number 2. A broader conceptualization of sign as a Pearson composite of 3 types of signs, namely icons or resemblances, qualities, indices, meaning by contiguity between sign and referent, and finally symbols, conventions, habits, or laws. Number 3. The idea that thought and language holisms are continuous and not different instances in our conceptualization of the world. Number 4. That agentive decisions made by speakers during communication precede linguistic processing. One of the main consequences of this is that what speakers learn is not form-function relations, constructions, but the patterns of attachment of these constructions with other constructions on the basis of agentive selections. Agency is the willing decision to act to attain a goal. Agency is construed as the result of various processes that include intention, the actual willingness to act in a certain way, belief, to hold something to be true, and attitude, that is, a way of taking or entertaining a propositional content. Number 5. Argument structure constructions are high-order templates that help organize linguistic content thanks to their linguistic and non-linguistic properties. ISCs thus provide the conceptual scaffolding for lower-level constructions to become associated in an inheritance network. Number 6. Agentive relations define the extent to which constructions are meaningful during communication. As we see in Figure 1, the propositional content of a construction is determined by agentive elements and is further associated with symbolic structure, form, and conventional meaning by means of both iconic and indexical links. Iconic links represent an initial semiotic association between an emergent object and a sign. Indexical links, on the other hand, connect a sign and a reference by contiguity. These links connect the elements of agency, that is, flexibility, accountability, and entitlement, with the form and meaning side of the construction. The formal side of a construction is represented by syntactic, phonological, and morphophonological properties, while its semantic side is composed of semantic, pragmatic, and discourse functional properties. When both iconic and indexical links are activated, agency is immediately distributed during the communicative event occurring in specific mental spaces. Table 4 shows the frequency and distribution of modal transitive argument and structure constructions in the corpus of contemporary American English. By applying the methods of agentive cognitive construction grammar, it's possible to trace accurate patterns of ASC-driven interconstructional associations. In the case of transitive modal construction, these patterns take the form of specific modal clusters, that is, associations of modal and full verbs, distributed in several registers. Clearly, the can-could pair dominates the speaker's preference in the corpus, especially in the spoken and fiction sections. As we can see, the tripartite configuration of the construction, including formalism for the agentive component thereof, provides a more fine-grained picture of how constructions are used. Table 8 shows the frequency and distribution of modal referential constructions in the corpus. In the case of attributive MRCs, these modal constructions encode an embodied component based on the sense of balance, motivating epistemic meaning, in the form of may plus be modal clusters, where modality is commonly conveyed by the combination of the auxiliary will plus the semi-auxiliary construction be able in the spoken section. Defining MRCs, on the other hand, are for the most part epistemic. They are used in spoken interactions in the form of 2 clusters, namely could plus be and have to plus do. In contrast to constructionist approaches, agentive cognitive construction grammar provides a systematic means whereby embodied agency unveils the richness and diversity of four-meaning associations without having to postulate an overwhelmingly complex inventory of constructional specification.